This week on commandN, high-tech cables and stealing colors online.
Welcome to a super duper califragilisticexpialidocious episode of commandN. Hi, Amber. Oh, am I Amber? Who's Amber?
There's no Amber. The boys are taking over.
I'm Mike.
I'm Will.
And we're here when we took over. We sent Amber off to Australia so she can't do an episode. We tricked her. We told her there are kangaroos down there. Welcome to 130 of commandN.
Episode number 130.
And we're going to see how the boys do today on the headlines.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a boys versus girls?
I don't think it'll be boys versus girls. It'll be boys compared to girls.
Okay. All right, let's get into the headlines.
Our headlines this week are sponsored by GoDaddy. GoDaddy offers packages up to 70% less than the competition. If you want to sign up for any of their services, you get an extra 10% off if you enter the promo code command10. That's number 1 and the number 0.
So the first headline this week is that HD enthusiasts are upset about digital content channels kind of over-compressing the HD signal. Yeah, you're a TV guy, so you can kind of give us the background on this?
Well, I think so, and I'll get some of this wrong, but I'll get most of it right. So here's from what I understand. There are nodes, what are called nodes, and each node can carry, I think it's like 20 megabits per second, or megabytes per second, or something like that. And so it is kind of, there are a number of channels on that node, and therefore certain channels get priority. So for instance, movies and sporting events get priority over, say, Lifetime's, profile of Susan B. Anthony or something like that, right?
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
Well, I know, but the truth is, it's what most enthusiasts want to watch. For instance, so they want to see the hockey game in HD, and this is from what I understand, and I could be completely wrong. But so each of the networks game how much content a certain node gets, and how much bandwidth that particular node gets based on its popularity. So hockey and sports and movies get more than, say, some normal TV show or King of Queens or something like that, right? So from my understanding, that's why that compression seems more on some channels and less on others, and it goes back and forth.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, there's just, I guess it's you deliver what the audience wants.
There you go. That's what we do here, right?
Absolutely.
People demanding a Mikey and Will episode, and there you go.
Are we going to punch each other at the end of this episode?
We'll do a boxing match.
Oh yeah. All right. So you may have noticed this in Google results lately, and it says a little thing right above the search result says this site may contain spyware or malware.
Yeah,
right?
I noticed that.
And I kind of actually have a personal issue with this because my website's got flagged with this because somewhere down the line, possibly even 2 years ago, I've linked to something that's become spyware or adware, and now Google labels my site as spamware and adware kind of friendly.
It's interesting that they're doing that on a site-by-site basis, not on a page-by-page basis.
And here's the more interesting fact, is that they send you a generic email that says, oh, by the way, you might have some spam on your thing. We flagged it as having spam. But they don't tell you what the links are. They tell me MikeLaz.com and MikeLaz Category 4, which is web and tech links, which is the majority of my links, have some sort of spam link. So I've got to go through all 500 entries of my blog to figure out which one it is. And they've offered no help at all. So
that sounds like a blogger's worst nightmare.
So thanks, Google. You screwed up my site, and because we've let Google become so powerful too, we have to abide by it because otherwise our search results will be lost in the mist.
That's true. Hopefully nothing I've linked to in the last little while has turned into spyware. Or
yeah. How many entries do you have on your blog? Probably, would you say?
A lot.
Yeah.
I've been going since '99. So
can you imagine if Google sent you said willpate.org has some spyware on it?
Yeah, I'd be out for a good couple weeks at least.
Yeah. And then your next story was about
Skype.
Skype.
Yeah, so Skype is offering subscription calling. So unlimited calls to landlines and cell phones, US and Canada, for $3. And then you can get international, 34 countries for $10 a month.
That is really cool because for $3 a month for unlimited calls, how did they make money off of this? I remember they sold the same package last year for $20, I think it was. $20 US or something.
I'm not sure.
Like that.
I was reading also that they're about to hit $500 million in revenue, so it seems like it's working out okay.
As long as you don't live in Canada, because sometimes bandwidth gets chopped away here and your calls get distorted. Have you ever noticed that with Skype calls?
Yeah, it's all peer-to-peer and encrypted traffic now in Canada, so.
So we're getting the long end of the stick, eh?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto. What do you think of Grand Theft Auto?
I haven't played it. I haven't been gaming for a couple months, so.
I have my Grand Theft Auto hand. So the thing is, Grand Theft Auto and games like Bully, various Manhunter, get really bad, general reviews in general media because
they're super violent
Because
games.
they're super violent games, right? But maybe the fact of the matter is the fact that adults should be playing adult games and kids shouldn't, right?
That's true. I don't think kids should be playing these games.
No, absolutely not. Like my nephew and niece, who just recently got an Xbox 360, know that Viva Pinata and some other games are okay for them to play. But, games like BioShock are not okay for them. And,
that makes sense.
And you know what? The truth is they're on the shelf, but they've never touched them because their father has told them, you're not allowed to play those games.
So good gaming starts with good parenting.
Absolutely. So, you know what? When Grand Theft Auto comes out and someone, gets robbed or something like that, don't start blaming Grand Theft Auto for doing that because it's not Grand Theft Auto's fault.
I almost wonder if journalists keep those articles on file. They're like, okay, now wait for the first teenager to rob someone after a new violent game comes out, pull it out of the desk, and then put it on the wire.
Well,
That's what I would do. I mean,
well,
I'd be just lazy.
that's how it actually honestly seems. It seems like they, there's certain generic stories that they can rerun 100 million times.
Well, have you ever read Drew Curtis did It's Not News, It's FARC?
No.
The guy who runs FARC.com, Drew Curtis, did a great book called It's Not News, It's FARC, and he covers, it's kind of half how journalists are lazy in the stories that they do over and over, and half the best of FARC combined with it. It's a hilarious book.
However, none of the journalists that we know are like that, right?
No, all fine, upstanding journalists is a part of our crew.
And talking about fine, upstanding journalism, how about Six Apart? They don't do journalism, but they do blogging software.
That is correct. So major blog software provider, Six Apart, has bought a company. Now, how do we pronounce this company name again? It's a tough one. Apperceptive.
Yes.
So they bought Apperceptive, that means that Six Apart's now getting into two new business models, one of which being kind of blog services, like they'll do SEO services for you, they'll help you do marketing for your blog, stuff like that. And the other one is they're actually starting an ad network, so yet another company starts an ad network on blogs.
Yeah, well, no big surprise. Google probably owes all of its success to or not all of it, but a lot of it to bloggers who
Probably
use
a fair
AdSense. A fair sense of it, and they make a lot of money, and bloggers make a lot of money. I know some bloggers who make thousands of dollars off Google AdSense in a month, right?
Really?
So, yeah.
Can you get them to teach me their secrets?
Yeah, I've tried, but they're very secretive about their techniques. But yeah, absolutely, it's very interesting. And Six Apart already owns TypePad and Movable Type and Blogger. No, not Blogger. What else do they own? They own another blogger, LiveJournal.
Yes.
LiveJournal.
Yep.
So they're very well accustomed to the blogging atmosphere, and we'll take this to the next step.
It's getting bigger.
My last article is about how Google could be the next Microsoft.
You're going after Google
I'm
today?
going after
Hitting
Google
hard.
today because they screwed me up. I got to go through a lot. No, but
Give
it's
this
true.
guy a microphone, he comes out swinging.
No, but it's true though, because if you look at how Google is, their stock price currently is about $580, something like that, right? They're a big company and worth billions of dollars, and they're kind of like a big gorilla marching through the forest, right? And when they make rules and they decide things, they determine the success or failure of certain products.
I noticed too, Marissa Mayer kind of recently backed away from the don't do any evil kind of thing that was supposed to be the mantra of Google. They're backing off now and saying, well, not in all cases.
No, we'll just sell some products, and maybe and even so, even if Google does sell some products, it still makes them a big powerhouse out there, right? And so I don't know. I think Google could be the next Microsoft, and I think it's something to be aware of that Google's not the little guy anymore. They're up there with Microsoft.
So
and
who would be the next Google then?
MikeLaz.com.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Just before we finish, I have one little mini web pick I want to talk about. It's called Seventh Son. Have you heard of Seventh Son? It's from an author called J.C. Hutchins. This is his first foray into science fiction, and he was a journalist and a writer for a long time. J.C. wrote this trilogy called Seventh Son, and it's absolutely the best science fiction book I've ever heard of. Ever. And I'm not a big science fiction fan, but this was fantastic.
Nice.
He released it free in audio form.
Does he read it himself?
He reads it himself.
Very nice, very nice.
Not only that, but he signed a deal for the book deal based on the viewers and the listeners.
That's cool.
There are hundreds of thousands of fans around the world. I think it was over 2 million downloads of his audiobook.
Nice.
It is.
You should get some Google AdSense on there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely a fantastic author. This is his first foray, and I'll tell you, the first book's a little bit slow. The second and third book pick up completely and are well worth it. I listened to it, I think, over 2 or 3 nights. I listened to book 2 and 3. It was a substantial number of hours, and I was very tired for quite a few days.
But it was worth it.
But it was well worth it. It's a fantastic audiobook. If you get a chance, jchutchins.net, I believe is the website. We'll have it, and we'll have it on the part right somewhere there, somewhere.
You'll see links down
here.
here.
Visit him, check out his stuff. Amazing. I'm not getting paid for this, but absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's great. Nice web pick.
Hi, I'm Jeff MacArthur, here with another Hot Stuff product review. This week I'm looking at another monster purchase I made, which is the Monster Cablet cable management system. Now, while this may not look like much, it's actually pretty cool. You get this tool is to insert the cable into this tube, and this tube you can cut to any length you want, and basically what it does is reduces cable clutter. It gets all your cables inside this, they're nicely wrapped up, and I'll show you how it works here. You basically grab onto this little device, you put your cables inside it, as so. You take the cablet thing and you slide it over the top of this, and then you pull it down so that you now have a nice bundle of cables right inside this tube. So it's really easy to do. This tube I think fits 5 to 8 cables. There's 3 different sizes, a small, medium, large kind of thing. 3 to 5 cables, 5 to 8 cables, and 8 to 12 cables are the 3 sizes. It's available in black and gray and white. And it's a really neat design. So one, it does look nice and tidy. If you have cables that need to go out at certain points, well, just drag them down to the right point and you'll be able to use the cable from there. So a nice simple little kit that really does the job that it's designed for. It's the Monster Cablet Cable Management System. I'm Jeff MacArthur. Enjoy.
My web pick this week is moocolorfinder.com. If a website displays its CSS styles, moocolorfinder.com will pick up all of the colors used on that website. It's very handy and it's completely free. I used it recently because we redesigned ambermac.com and I wanted to figure out exactly what colors were used on the site, and a friend of mine had sent me a link to this website. So I recommend it for anyone out there who wants to maybe even steal colors from another website. That's it for this episode of commandN. As always, you can leave your comments at commandN.tv, and we'll see you soon.
So Beta, let me ask you a question. What do you think about the Google enterprise effort to get into the Office world and invade Microsoft's territory? Very good. I like that. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you for gracing us with your answer. Thank you.